this is going to be like kind of an overarching theme here. And my last person is Malik Willis. And I know what you're thinking out there. Malik Willis is not a starter in the NFL currently. I agree with you. But here's the thing I also want to mention. Lamar Jackson was not the starter at the beginning of the Ravens season either, 5 years ago when Joe Flacco was there. This screams the exact same situation. I don't even know how else to say it. He is lighting up the preseason. He looks like he should probably be getting a chance to start, but he's a little raw. Reminds me dead on of Lamar Jackson. Like, it's the same story, and it feels like it's playing all over one more time. And the Ravens, when that happened, were not a bad football team. They weren't great, but they weren't bad. And so John Harbaugh decided to roll the dice and put Lamar Jackson out there, and, rest is history. This is following a similar formula. So now they got Ryan Tannehill out there. The Tennessee Titans this season are not going to be bad, especially if you have Derrick Henry on your team. You're not going to be bad. But Ryan Tannehill does not really inspire a lot of people to, I'm going to go win you a game. He's got 2 new receivers. Treylon Burks is still a mystery, to be honest with you. We still don't really know what we're fully getting from him. But this is just one of those speculation guys that you should at least have you on your watch list. I know ESPN uses the little star watch list thing where you can watch a player and, keep them at the top of your waiver priorities. But if I was you and you maybe got one of the really good QBs, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, something like that, just throw Malik Willis on the end of your bench. Just throw him on there. You're not going to use any, you're not going to get rid of any of those quarterbacks unless they get hurt. But Malik Willis has a chance to be a league winner for someone else, and you do not want that done to you. Or Malik Willis is going to come out and just light it up immediately, and could potentially outpace some of those guys at the top. I don't want to, make it seem like he's going to outscore Mahomes, but I'm just saying, like, given the situation that he's in, if he comes out and does a Lamar Jackson type of thing, you could be looking at a league winner at QB that nobody's drafting.
There is no one more like Lamar Jackson than Malik Willis. I mean, like you said it, like Flacco, Tannehill, Malik Willis, Lamar Jackson sitting behind, like they're going to have design runs for him. I was shocked how much they let him run in the preseason as it was. But man looks good. I mean, I understand that his accuracy is not there, but his deep ball is. And honestly, like that could be the big difference maker. And can you just imagine him faking a handoff to Derrick Henry where everyone's worried about Derrick Henry and then him just taking off around the outside for 30 yards? Because that's what's going to happen when he starts playing. And I personally have been voting for Malik Willis to not take the job over immediately. We don't want that. You want him to sit. You want him to learn from Tannehill. But this is not even Tannehill's job to lose. Tannehill's already lost the job. They drafted Malik Willis for the sole purpose of going for a mobile quarterback, which is kind of where the NFL is taking us right now. I just want to say something. This is a bold take, and I know I'll get a lot of hate from it if anyone actually listens to this part. I like Malik Willis this year more than Trey Lance, and he's going to play half the games. I just think average points per game that Malik Willis starts will be more than Trey Lance's that he starts. I don't understand why. I don't understand. I know I'm not getting into this again. We need to probably have a take where that'll be next week. We'll talk about that. But the hate on Malik Willis going in, like everyone was kind of excited about him, and then he kind of bumped up some rankings, but then all of a sudden nobody grabbed him. Like he was all of a sudden RB or QB1 off the year, and then everybody just what did he go, second, third round?
Third round, yeah.
Third round, where he just he doesn't have the accuracy, yada yada yada. We heard that from Michael Vick. We heard that from Cunningham, and I'm not trying to compare him to greats, but Lamar Jackson, Donovan McNabb, any mobile quarterback, people go, his accuracy is a little rough. Yeah, he can run the ball, but can he throw? And I think he's kind of proved that. I mean, yeah, he's going 7 for 17, but he's also getting 100 yards on those 7 catches. So, and this is the preseason. This is when you're supposed to work off the rust. This is when you're supposed to learn. And I think he will sit behind Tannehill for a few games. But I think if Tannehill makes a bonehead play or a long stretch of just being mediocre and losing games, Malik Willis' chants are going to come a lot faster than some of the other QB chants. So,
yeah, I agree completely. I think that I think as soon as they got drafted, Ryan Tannehill was just like, damn it, could have been anybody else. Like literally, if it had been Sam Howell or Matt Corral, I don't think he would have been near as concerned as He would have been. So we're gonna let's just do a little Titans check real quick. So here's the Titans schedule. Let's try to spot when we think Tannehill will have played himself out of the job. So they open the season at the Giants. I think that is probably going to be a win for them. Then they play the Bills. That's a loss. Raiders.
No, time out. Let's pause real quick. Week 2 is going to be a very defining moment. Tannehill might lose his cool. Tannehill might just look so bad that
it's on Monday Night Football too. So
yeah, and this is that a division game or am I tripping?
No, tripping.
I am tripping.
You're tripping. South, AFC South, AFC East. The Raiders, they might lose. Colts, I think the Colts game might be the time everybody's like, all right, when are we going to see Malik Willis?
And honestly, it'd be a great time to throw him in because for a Commanders, no offense to the Commanders, but the defense is pretty lackadaisical, especially losing Chase Young. I think that would be the time because let's just go ahead and say Bills lost, so 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Raiders lost just to salt some wounds coming off the Bills game. And I mean, to be fair, they could easily beat the Raiders. That's 1-2. If they lose to the Colts, if they're 1-3 after 4 games, and that's
when the questions start, though. That's what I'm saying. I think the questions start then, but then they play the Commanders, and then they play the Colts once again. I think if they don't beat the Commanders, or even if they do beat the Commanders, and it's not convincing, I think we might be seeing him by then. I just think that might be the time.
I would say week 4 or week 5. If they go 1-3 and they're going into the Commanders, I think that's a better start to putting in Malik Willis than throwing him in against the Colts. I feel like you'd want to get him one game where they can lean on Derrick Henry a little bit more. But against the Colts, I mean, I know that their defensive line isn't great, but Darius Leonard or Shaq Leonard, my apologies, should be back by then. I think, and Okikiri and them together can stop Derrick Henry. And if that's the only game plan, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like if they lose that Colts game and the Raiders game, that's when Malik Willis conversation really starts.
Right. Well, let's be honest. If they do go 1-5 and lose both those Colts games, the next game they play will be against the Texans. I don't see how we wouldn't see him by then. I really don't.
Oh yeah. And then the Texans would be a great layup for him to start off with as well. The defense is pretty soft. So.
Right. Okay.